How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to my 1/400 scale Chicago O'Hare replica, where today I've got update 9 for you guys. I've decided to skip the Terminal 3 update in this cycle just because I've been getting a lot of models of different international airlines, and I think they all look really good together here in this lineup I've made. This update is going to be super exciting since basically every second model is one that I've never shown on the channel before or is new entirely. With that, I've got a lot of wide bodies to cover, so anyways, let's get into it.
3353, somebody head to the right, maintain business separation 1 inch, turn right, heading 130, runway 315 for takeoff. Check 130, pick up 31, clear southwest 3350.
I'll start us off here at the east end of the terminal with this beautiful United Airlines Boeing 767-300ER in that shimmering Evo Blue livery that has just finished most of its pre-departure procedures. This is one of the United 767's NG models released a few months back, and it was such a good purchase and promotes a great amount of realism. I also really like the Boeing 767, so that may or may not be giving that mini review a little bit of bias. Anyways, this workhorse of an aircraft is actually hosting a special connection service for a few passengers from the satellite concourse who, if hadn't been bussed over, would have missed this flight to Zurich. The buses have just pulled into the ramp, and once those passengers board, this aircraft will head out, like I said, to Zurich in Switzerland. Following that, we have this very blue ITA Airways Airbus A330-900neo. As always, I love bringing out this model since their livery always manages to capture my gaze. It is sad though that ITA will eventually phase out their older A330-200s from Italy's previous flag carrier, Alitalia, since the Neos are technically their replacement. Nonetheless, this aircraft just had its cleaning crew arrive on the ramp so that they may prepare the aircraft for its upcoming turnaround and departure for its place of origin, Rome, Italy. And up next is a model I've been waiting to showcase for quite some time, and one that is very special to me. This Air Serbia A330-200 in the Nikola Tesla livery. Air Serbia has two destinations in the United States, Chicago ORD and New York JFK, with rumors of an additional route to Miami being considered. I really like the look of their livery on the A330, and given that statistically Chicago has the largest Serbian population in the country, it only makes sense that they fly here. It's been around 6 or 7 months since I got this one after it was announced in May of last year by Phoenix Models. I only wish that more of the big companies followed this initiative of making more European models instead of re-release North American or Asian models. But the latest batch from Gemini Jets looks pretty promising. At the moment, this one is looking great in the natural light as it loads its baggage and prepares to load its bulk cargo so that it may depart to Belgrade in Serbia. Just off to the side of that is one of the most famous aircraft in the aviation community, which is of course Lufthansa's distinguished Boeing 747-8 Intercontinental in their retro livery. This aircraft shares the livery that was originally put on the German flag carrier's A320 family aircraft and is registered Delta Alpha Bravo Yankee Tango, which is where it gets the famous nickname Yankee Tango. I got this model quite some time ago, but decided to wait for an update with lots of international carriers, such as this one, to bring it out. I am also happy to say that I now own a 747-8 in all of Lufthansa's currently operated liveries. Currently, this Queen of the Skies is getting a lot of attention as it loads tons of bulk cargo, fuel, and begins to get catered in preparation for its return flight to Frankfurt. Next up, we have another new model, this one being the British Airways Boeing 777-300ER. I picked this one up at the airplane shop in Miami a little while ago since BA halted A380 service to Chicago. Nowadays, they have similar wide bodies like the 787-10 and members of the 777 family operating 3 daily routes from London in order to disperse the demand and increase revenue. That being said, this aircraft, featuring GE90-115B engines, sits at the second daily service from the UK. Right now, it's just finished being catered and is having its remaining baggage loaded so that it may depart to London's Heathrow Airport. Following that, we have yet another new one, which is this beautiful Air France A350-900. While there are other liveries that fit well on the A350, I like how the Euro white color of this one showcases the shape of the airframe and its elegance. Anyways, this one is unloading the last of its cargo following its arrival from Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport. And sparking some friendly competition with the A350, we have this United Airlines Boeing 787-10 Dreamliner. What would a Chicago update be without showcasing this model, since the 787 family is practically based here? This aircraft actually just pulled into the ramp and is about to have its baggage unloaded following its 10.5-hour flight from Sao Paulo in Brazil. Just next to that, we have another Dreamliner, this one being American's 787-8, which is actually waiting for the jet bridge to retract and ground traffic to pass so that it may push back for Naples, Italy. Now on to the two gates representing the northwestern side of the terminal. We first have the Southwest Airlines 737-800NG, which is loading up on fuel and having its tug attached for its own departure to Phoenix, Arizona. After that is this Delta Airlines Airbus A220-100, which just pulled into the ramp after completing its shuttle service from Minneapolis, St. Paul. Moving on to the moderate ground traffic here on the taxiways just below Terminal 5, we have a few arrivals that have just veered off the active runway. Firstly, we have this United 757-300. This aircraft just touched down from Denver and is now on its way to deplane its passengers at the satellite concourse. Following that, we have this American Airlines A320ceo, which also just arrived, this time from New York LaGuardia. And ahead of that, we have the last aircraft for this update, the Atlas Air Boeing 747-8 freighter in the Kuehne+Nagel livery, and carrying the pride of the second to last Boeing 747 ever built. Atlas wet leased this aircraft to Kuehne+Nagel, just as it did to Apex Logistics on November 863 Golf Tango, the final 747 built, also a 747-8 freighter. I managed to capture this true icon of aviation in Miami once, truly an emblem for the end of an era. Subsequently, this aircraft has just came in from Anchorage up in Alaska. Before I end the video, I wanted to point out a few upgrades I gave to the terminal. Since I've started showcasing dedicated Terminal 5 updates, the LEGO terminal I've been using has been pretty much devoid of any detail, excluding the ventilation systems I put on its roof. Just to add some detail and texture, I put in some translucent black 1x1 bricks and some 1x2 grill bricks. I've also added a few more gates to efficiently use my space. As I said in the very beginning of the video, I'll be skipping the Terminal 3 update this time, but more importantly, I have just returned from my recent vacation in Europe and will be starting school very soon. With that in mind, expect multiple trip reports coming up. Just to name a few, I'll be posting my experience flying Swiss Airlines business class on their 777-300ER and United Airlines Polaris on their 787, along with some other exotic airlines and aircraft that I've never flown on before. That being said, the rest of the year is going to be packed with exciting, in-depth trip reports and reviews of these flights, so be sure to subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss out. As always, I would like to thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, don't you dare put ketchup on a hot dog.